Hi, I'm going to show you how to create a multi-node playbook. So for the first thing, we're going to reuse the node that we had to describe instances from part 1 of the tutorial. So you drag and drop that node into your playbook. The second thing you do is add rules, so we can extract variables that we are interested in from the output. So we can click action, then say store column, and then we say which of the columns do we need to store. So in this case I want the instance ID, so I pick the instance ID, assign it to a variable called AWS instance ID, right? And the second thing I'm interested in is also the state, so I do the same thing. I click store column, then I click the state name which is in the output, right? And then assign that to a variable too. If you want, you can just run the node one time and you can see all the um, columns in the output. So now I save this node. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extract these variables and put them in a table so that it looks nice in an output. So I'm going to add a node. I'm going to use a special thing called a markdown node. So I'm going to use a markdown table connector, and then I'm going to extract those two variables that I had. So I forgot the name of the variables. So I can quickly click the text view so you can actually see what I called them. You can see that here the variable name is AWS state, so I'm going to use that. So I click that and say I want with the two curly braces AWS state, and I want the AWS instance ID. Right, both of this information I want to be put in a nice table. Then I call this node create table, right? And then I just connect them together. But now I have a table. I have information coming from AWS is being put in a table. Now I can easily send this to Slack as well. So I find a I add another node and say um, send notification to Slack. I can use my bot keys from my stash very easily. So I say give me my bot token and give me my uh, bot token for sending the messages to Slack. I pick that. Then the next thing I do is essentially craft my message in the command. So I say what does the output look like. So it's the output that comes from the create table node. So I say it's called table out, right? And then which channel or which person to send to. So in this case I just wanted to send it to a room called random, a channel called random, and then I'll just call this send Slack, right? And then I connect all of these things together in the flowchart. After I'm done, I just say okay, make this look pretty, and then I can just execute the uh, whole playbook after giving it a name. So I can give it a name, say, and then give it a description, and I can save it and then execute it. You see, our compiler caught a problem. It said, hey, this table out is not defined. So I have to go back and say, in the markdown, say, hey, define the table out variable as storing the whole output, which is store rows. Right now, the compiler will be happy and I can execute this playbook. So now it'll take a couple of minutes to execute the playbook. You see the first node is being executed. It's going to get all the instances information and then it's going to create a table out of it and send it to Slack. It's so easy to create such a complex playbook in a few minutes, and you can save it and share. Thank you.